Selena Gomez is a great example of it. 422 followers on Instagram, 422 million followers on Instagram. And first of all, she's the one who starred in that Emilia Perez, which is up for 13 Academy Awards, who's pushing the trans nonsense on Americans and American youth. I mean, I wonder if she's got a thought for what happens to American youth who gets pushed into this when really all they had was some family dysfunction and absolutely no gender confusion, but they get caught in this cult that has taken over, especially with young girls. Where's her empathy for them? It's not present. She just wants to be part of the people who push it. But so she decides to go on Instagram and cry tears about, oh my God, all the illegal children, I guess, who might be subject to deportation. Here it is.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
She deleted it after her fans taught her that the majority of the country stands behind these policies, Batya, but I'm sure she was shocked to get any blowback whatsoever.
Who is she weeping for? The rapists and murderers who are being deported? Because that's all they've come for so far. Let's just be clear. They have started with murderers and rapists. Those are my people. Why are her people not the victims of the murderers and the rapists, be they migrant victims of murderers and rapists or American victims of murderers and rapists? What is wrong with this person that she can look at the scum of the earth that Donald Trump is getting out of this country and repatriating where they came from and say, everything is going poorly for my people? That is woke mindset. You look at the color of the skin rather than the actions, rather than, is this person good or evil? They are evil, and she is weeping for them. It's so sad, Megyn. This woman is the victim of, on the one hand, mass misinformation. By the way, the only people left watching the mainstream media, reading the New York Times and watching MSNBC and CNN are rich people like her who are totally out of touch and don't have a single working class person to tell them, actually, no, those are not our people, but okay. It's the mass information and then a mental health crisis that is like really, really, really deeply, deeply embedded. I saw a tweet the other day about some guy who's tweeting, if my MAGA family comes to me for help, if they're starving in the street, I won't help them. That's the combination of mass psychosis from misinformation from the mainstream liberal media and a mental health crisis where people are so embedded in these narratives that they cannot tell right from wrong. They have lost their humanity. I mean, to weep over murderers and rapists, it really, my heart goes out to her because this person is so lost.
She's unwell. Obviously, this is an unwell person. There's been, some stories about that kind of thing. And by the way, anybody who takes their phone, works up the tears and posts a video of themselves crying into their phone is sick. That's a sick person. Tears happen. They tend to happen privately. If they happen publicly, I think you should quickly move on and recover. But I don't understand the person who works it and tries to squeeze out more tears to make themselves look extra sad. I'm really sad. I know I have hundreds of millions, but I hate this country. You mentioned the crazy liberal media, and J.D. Vance sat down with Margaret Brennan at CBS News. Among other many failed avenues of attack that led to, I don't care, Margaret, the now famous line by J.D. Vance. They had this attack on why we haven't solved all the economic problems of the country in Trump's first 5 days. She's very confused. Watch.
You campaigned on lowering prices for consumers. We've seen all of these executive orders. Which one lowers prices?
We have done a lot, and there have been a number of executive orders that have caused already jobs to start coming back into our country, which is a core part of lowering prices. More capital investment, more job creation in our economy is one of the things that's going to drive down prices for all consumers, but also raise wages so that people can afford to buy the things that they need. If you look at our slate of executive orders, no, Margaret, prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The president has been president for all of 5 days. I think that in those 5 days, he's accomplished more than Joe Biden did in 4 years.
I have to be honest, I'm shocked at the level of stupidity that is masquerading as some tough anchor on these network Sunday shows. This is what a pathetic attempted takedown. So prices aren't going to come down. Where's the executive order that's going to kill Joe Biden's inflation? Aha, got you there. I'm embarrassed for her.
I know, it's so sad. I mean, first of all, drill baby drill is going to bring down the price of groceries. It's not going to be immediate, but it's going to happen soon because, of course, energy is a huge component when it comes to the cost of groceries. You have the energy that it costs to grow things, to harvest them, to take care of livestock, and then to transport stuff.
To transport them.
Yep. God willing, that there will be an end to the war in Ukraine soon. That too will help bring down the cost of groceries undeniably. Yeah, he didn't accomplish it in the first week, but it will happen. The thing that J.D. Vance said that was the most important thing is about wages. Inflation is terrible, but it is absolutely crushing the working class most of all because their wages have not kept up with inflation, which means that their money that they work so hard for is not equal to the task of feeding their families anymore. Every single one of Donald Trump's economic executive orders was targeted specifically at raising the wages of working class people, which will put more money in their pockets to buy those groceries. Now, to rich people in the mainstream liberal media, this is invisible to them because they don't know working class people and they themselves make so much money that they don't understand what it would mean for your wages to not keep up with inflation. They don't understand how tariffs are the most beautiful word in the English language, not just to Donald Trump, but to working class people who know that what a tariff does is it makes their labor more competitive to an employer because we're not in a race to the bottom against Chinese slaves. They know that controlling the border and the face of Tom Homan means that there's going to be less competition for their job in the marketplace, which is immediately going to give them more power to ask for higher wages from their employer. This is all stuff that is invisible to rich people and is unbelievably important to working class people. And it is literally the only thing Donald Trump cares about is he wants a strong economy which will make working class people have access once again to the American dream. And it is so clear how everything from the tariffs to the trade to the immigration to the giving, telling any company, you bring your company back here to America, you're going to get 15% corporate tax rate, the lowest in the world. This is all designed to raise the wages of working class people, people who work with their hands for a living, people who work in agriculture, people who work in the service industry. He's going to get rid of the foreign competition from illegal migrants. He's going to get rid of the foreign competition from China and its slave labor. And this is going to make them have more power in the marketplace. This is how you restore the American dream. And to the leftist elites, it's utterly invisible and they do not matter, Megyn, because the people who matter are the American people. This was the mandate they gave Trump, and in 1 week, he has made good on it.
Oh, that's so well said. It's so true. When we went back at one point and pulled the home that Martha Raddatz lives in, and it is this palatial estate right outside of Washington, D.C. It's spectacular. I guarantee Margaret Brennan, same. They make millions of dollars and apparently have no relatives who are working class or connected with the working class because they seem to have lost all connection to regular people who don't live like that and who actually do live paycheck to paycheck, as the vast majority of Americans do. We continue to face uncertainty when it comes to the economy, with a perfect storm brewing as Social Security and Medicare hit a breaking point, as the largest generation is hitting retirement. A smaller workforce means a smaller tax base. You pair that with our growing national debt and rising cost of living, and we could have a big problem. So, what are you doing now to protect your family for the future? Gold can be a safe haven in hard economic times, and Birch Gold makes it easy to diversify a portion of your savings into physical gold. Birch Gold will help you transition an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and it doesn't cost you 1 cent out of pocket. Protect your future today by texting MK to 989898 and get your free info kit on gold and a copy of The Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era with a foreword by Donald Trump Jr. No obligation, just information. Birch Gold has earned the trust of countless Americans looking to safeguard their savings. Text MK to the number 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.